So this is going to be the last video addressing the DC Collectibles Update Batman the Animated Series from 2019 Comic-Con, and I don't know what to think of this. I looked on ToyArc for all the updates and also on Talker Art, his Instagram page and YouTube channel, because they just updated in such a nice way that you can easily follow what's going on, what's being said, and what's being released. Means of pictures and also just text. For the better overview, I would go to ToyArc basically. And I see that there's been a few updates regarding the Batman the Animated Series line, and they're saying that the Batman Animated Series figures will see some reissues of the older figures to get those in the hands of people just coming into the line. But a lot of new additions are planned, which means they are going into a different direction, gonna do some reissues. As we see here, Joker, Harley Quinn, Robin, and Batman. I don't know, some have the updated articulation, but come on, who even cares about another Batman? We get so many Batmans, so many Robin packs. Joker and Harley Quinn already have a like separate pack. Did we really need those shaded figures? I know that they could easily reuse sculpts, basically add some new paint details and sell them as something else basically. And I know there are some suckers who just keep purchasing, or let me rephrase that, I mean people who are just suckers for collecting everything that this company releases or a company release, just like the Nick Kenner days that they did a lot of colored Batmans. So basically collectors would get any color that they wanted. So the direction is stupid in my opinion. I really don't understand. I see that some people, I'm on a few Facebook pages, and then you see that in England, a lot of people are just saying, well, all these figures end up on sale for really cheap in some stores, and I can never find anything of these figures for a cheap price. Never. Only once, when I could purchase an entire collection for pretty cheap. I didn't pull the trigger on it back then because I thought it was a lot of money, and to just purchase an entire collection would look boring. In hindsight, I would totally do it right now, because there are some figures I would just have to pay 1/3 of that price for, and I just think that's crazy, crazy, crazy. So they are releasing a lot of figures, which I don't understand. I can't get my hands on a Clayface. I can't get my hands on a Man-Bat. They are going for $100 plus. That's just crazy to me. Also, you can like reorder or pre-order the Killer Croc, Bane, Mr. Freeze, and Poison Ivy from the Gotham City Police Department set, and that's something that's quite nice in my opinion. And if you got the chance to purchase that Gotham City Police Department set for a good price, so just retail was pretty decent, comparing with what it's right now, I'd say that's a pretty good deal, because people who pull the trigger back then have that Montoya figure. I don't really care for Montoya, to be honest, but that's just something. They released those figures, that's nice. I would love that they would re-release Man-Bat and Clayface so you could pick them up for retail, because right now it's just way too expensive. It also says that they're working with Paul Dini to rewrite for the Batman animated figures as if the show had continued ongoing, and that's where the Adventure Continues title comes from. And it says, so basically the entire direction going to shift eventually from the animated series to mostly characters who never appeared in the show, like Deathstroke, which is why they say the adventure continues. And that's the direction, so we'll probably get a few more figures, and I think then it will just be fan question figures. I mean, as in people can just request figures, like Nightfall Batman or his Deathstroke, the Joker, the Bat Who Laughs, just things like that. I don't know what I think of this, because I started to collect this line, I think maybe a year ago. Tried to get them from everywhere and nowhere, just all over the world, and for good prices, sometimes for really high prices, crazy prices, sometimes really cheap prices. And now they're doing this, not even going to release the figures that we actually want, and we can all name a few figures that we should have gotten already. It means of the logic of us being the collector. we're not going to get those. I think they're just going to do some reissues and going to step all the way back. Going to in the new direction from the Adventure Continues, and yeah, that's just not the direction I was hoping for. So I think it's nice that they updated us on that, so there's a little bit more transparency with what the company's doing. And for Tom McFarlane, that's something different. For the most part, he couldn't say much due to current licensees still having product out and coming for 2019. McFarlane Toys has a 3-year contract for figures, which is cool. Todd themselves wants to make sure that they do as loyal and good a job as possible. Want them to be as accurate to source material and the artists as they can be. Wants to make sure they are amazingly detailed figures, which is good. Does want a bit of his own spin if allowed by DC Comics or Warner Brothers, but wants to build up trust with them first, which I totally understand. So just release Batman Forever figures, Batman and Robin figures. They will probably sell like the Vito Penguin. I think that sold pretty good, I think, because that's a pretty popular character. Michelle Pfeiffer, Catwoman, just to name a few. Just go ahead, McFarlane Toys, and do that. But yeah, stupid direction from DC Collectibles. I don't understand how that's even logical to make characters that never appeared on the show. There are so many Batman Beyond characters that they could have released instead of these 8 figures that they are showing right now. Cool Red Hood, everybody's complaining about the holster. They're just shooting themselves in the foot right now. So I don't really like the direction, and you can let me know what you think of it in the comment section down below. See ya.